One of the problems of menopause is atrophic vaginitis. What that means is because of the lack of estrogen, the vaginal mucosa or the vaginal cells lack estrogen, so they are less lubricant than before. And that less lubrication of the vaginal tissue means that the vagina becomes drier, less acidic in pH, and more fragile, more susceptible to injuries just by friction of walking down an aisle or sitting for a long time on an aeroplane. The two dry layers of the vagina rub against each other and cause inflammation. Having intercourse is difficult. Tiny tears can happen in the vagina. Vaginal bleedings can happen. And that can make a woman in her menopause becoming quite dysfunctional. She shies away from sexual intercourse with her beloved. She shies away from different activities because running is becoming uncomfortable, and it also causes a self-image problem. And we all know that having a self-image problem for a woman is not a positive thing. That can affect your whole mind, your whole system. So atrophic vaginitis sounds like a simple problem, but it's not that simple. It's a complicated problem.
It's almost like everything burns, right? It's just like a burning. Same with sex, right? It's like burning. So you have to kind of use lubricants and stuff to make it easier. But like I said, if I continue to use the Repagyne, it makes a big difference because it's thicker. It's not thin. Like I tried one of the other brands, and it's like the stuff is like water. It is like a lube. The other stuff, it literally, as soon as it goes in, it's pouring out. And even though the Repagyne it does come out, but it's more like it's a way thicker consistency. So to me, even when it comes out, it still kind of moisturizes everything around it.
The product of Repagyne is really very unique because it gives a woman a choice to do lubrication or rejuvenation for a vagina with a non-hormonal product. The product contains hyaluronic acid that helps this vaginal cells to replenish themselves, to keep moisture in them, and to rebuild themselves. So you don't get that friction of the layers of the vagina against each other. You don't get that discomfort. You don't get that straightening of the vagina and the erosion of the vaginal mucosal folds because the vagina has mucosal folds. So it's really rewarding to use the product and see how the vagina rejuvenates itself.
I've already even mentioned it to a friend of mine. Like, you don't need to walk around suffering like that. I won't walk around suffering like that, right? So now if I'm at the doctor, I'll bring it up. You don't have to. You don't have to. There's enough stuff on the market now and a lot of it's non-hormonal, which is even better than taking the hormonal replacements, right? So I would have, if that had been around when I was 45 and I'd known about it, I would have started buying it then. I would have started then because I think it would have made a difference because it heals, right? It's got the hyaluronic acid in it, so it's healing and I believe from what I've read, it's rebuilding all the tissue. So it makes a difference because I think the longer you leave it, the worse it's going to get. It's not going to get better. It's not going to get better, so.